So the patch notes are out for Season 19 of Apex Legends, and that means we got all the information and all the changes that are coming next season, and there's a few things that weren't pointed out in all the gameplay that the EA creators got to put out. So I'm going to go through everything that's changed in the patch notes and some things that you've probably missed when looking at other videos over the last couple of days. So in Season 19 there seems to be two controversial changes. Let me start off with the easier one, and then we'll go into the bigger one. But the first one is the respawn change. So we'll now spawn with weapons and armor if we're respawned out of the dropship by our teammates, but this is the full info they gave on the patch notes. So players now respawn with shields and weapons that they had when they were eliminated. Now body shields and helmet levels are preserved, so you won't just keep your shield, but you'll also keep the helmet you had, which is quite cool if you had a gold helmet. However, the knockdown shield will be reset to white. Backpacks are also removed, and in your inventory you'll have some ammo for the weapon, so you'll have 2 stacks for each weapon, and you'll actually get your 2 syringes and 2 shield cells as well. Now it says that weapons are maintained unless the weapon was a care package weapon, which we knew, and all weapon attachments are removed, including from kitted weapons. And that was one thing I was curious about. Could you spawn in with gold weapons? But no, you'll still lose the attachments on those. So that's how that new feature is going to work. I didn't really expect the helmet to stay as well, but that's pretty cool. Now on to what I think is maybe even more controversial, the ranked changes. Now we know that progressing through ranks is going to be different in Season 19. When you reach the peak of your rank tier, so let's say you reach the top of Bronze 4 and you want to go to Silver 1, well, you'll have to complete a trial, and you'll enter this trial state where you won't actually earn or lose ladder points anymore. You'll have 5 matches to complete a trial. Now, let's say you have those 5 matches and you fail the trial. Well, the next time you reach the top of that rank and you have to do the trial again, you'll get 6 matches to do it, and that will go up every time you fail the trial until a max of 10. So if you really do suck at this trial, they do kind of help you out and they give you more time to be able to do it. But yeah, you'll start with having 5 matches to complete your trial challenges. Now, what are the trial conditions that you have to complete to progress into the next tier? Well, they have a table here that shows what it is for all the ranks, but it turns out one of the options is for you to just win a game during your trial matches. So basically, if you win a game during your trial phase, then you'll progress to the next rank. However, there's an alternative condition for each of the ranks, and you could complete these during your trial if you don't get a win, and you'll still progress. So from rookie to bronze, during the trial period, you have to get 3 top 10 placements, and you have to just get 3 kills or assists during the entire trial matches. Then from bronze to silver, you have to get 3 top 5 placements out of your matches and 6 kills or assists. Then from silver to gold, it changes a bit. You have to place top 10 and get 3 kills or assists in 3 of your different trial matches, or of course, win a game. Then from gold to platinum, you have to place top 5 and get 6 kills and assists in 3 of your different matches. And then from platinum and above, then there's no other option. You just have to win a game and you'll progress. Honestly, I don't think this is terrible. The only problem is, for solo queuers, it definitely does suck, because it's much harder to get these different things when solo queuing. If your teammates don't have the same objective, like they don't need to win the game, they don't need to place top 5, they just want to get a few ladder points and then they're fine with it. Well, it's going to be much harder to solo queue, especially trying to win a game while solo queuing just to rank up. Very difficult. But it is what it is. Of course, this is mainly to stop people from ratting all the way to masters. So let me know in the comments now, do you think this system is going to be good? We'll have to test it out. I think honestly, people are going to have a negative impression on it, and it will probably get changed in the future. But it is what it is. It's experimental. We'll see how it works. There's actually one more thing that changed with ranked as well. There's no more restrictions on your pre-made squad. So now a bronze player could queue with a masters player, which I think is fine. It allows you to play with all your friends, especially if they just started the game, and you can still have fun in ranked. Now, cross progression was a very big part of this update, but it turns out cross progression won't be rolling out straight away. It'll be rolling out in phases across existing platforms. So they're not just going to give everyone cross progression tomorrow. So don't get disappointed if you don't see it tomorrow. This is why they're taking a slower approach, so they can do it right. Now, we had a lot of weapon changes that we've already talked about, but one that I didn't see too many people talking about was that the turbocharger has actually been buffed. It will no longer have the 1 damage reduction when equipped, so all your weapons when turbocharged will do the exact same amount of damage they normally would, but of course they're turbocharged, so that's definitely a big dub for the turbocharger. We also have a new set of gold weapons in Season 19. We have the Gold Havoc, the Gold RE45, the Gold Car SMG, that's going to be a good one, I think that's probably going to be my favorite. Then we got the Gold L-Star and the Gold Longbow. Now, speaking of snipers, snipers will actually get an increased projectile size, which is good. So you'll definitely feel like you're hitting more shots. Now, we know the Wingman is going into the care package. We've talked about that, and it does get 2 hop-ups, including the brand new Skull Piercer Elite hop-up, which is an ordinary Skull Piercer, but it also ignores all helmets, so you'll do the same amount of damage no matter what helmet they're wearing. And of course, it comes with the boosted loader. But also, care packages have been tweaked slightly so that now care packages will always have 1 weapon at all stages of the game, so you'll never open a care package that doesn't have a weapon in it, which is definitely just going to be nice, especially for those of you that like playing the Wingman. You can definitely be assured you'll have a better chance at getting your Wingman. Now, what we also saw in the patch notes was some bug fixes, but it was a little bit weird because some of these we didn't even know were bugs. The heat shields can no longer stick to tridents. Apparently, that was a bug. And I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of was a bug, but it has become such a big part of Apex that I feel like they kind of just embraced it and let us do it, but it turns out they've removed that, so now heat shields will no longer be able to be put on tridents, which is kind of unfortunate because sometimes those clutch moments when you put a heat shield on a trident when you were so far out of the zone and you made it back were just so huge, so unfortunately we can't do that anymore. There's also quite a niche bug fix. Death boxes can no longer fall into unreachable areas or lava. I mean, that's just a nice kind of quality of life change. I'm not sure what happens though if they do fall. Do they fly back up, or are they like invisible walls? I don't really know how that works. A few Loba mains might be happy about this. Her tactical is no longer cancelled when thrown on a tower near containment. This one right here. Before, if you threw Loba's tactical, it just wouldn't let you go up here, so that's a nice little change that probably nobody mentioned. At the bottom here, there's a quality of life section where we get to find out that the firing range will now have a brand new Nessie in it. There's going to be a red Nessie that we can discover, so hopefully someone does find that in Season 19. Let me know if you have any ideas where you think it might be. They fixed assists in Mixtape. You'll probably find you get more assists in Mixtape now because in game modes where you have other squads on your team, you never get assists before from their damage, but now assists will count for every player on a Mixtape team, even if they're in a different pre-made squad. Also, if you ping an enemy to your teammates, it will now show that ping on the map, and there's new options to reply to an enemy ping, and those are okay, hold on, and await ping reply. So more ways to communicate with people who don't have mic. We've seen Rampart buffs, and she also gets a nice quality of life change. She can now pick up her amped walls while in placement mode. So Rampart mains are eating good after this and the previous buff. And there you go. That's everything I think a lot of people would have looked over or missed in the brand new updates. Obviously, we've covered all of the major changes in the previous video, so if somehow you didn't know about them, then you can click this video here and go and watch it. But are you excited for Season 19? It drops tomorrow. I know a lot of people are excited, and the new Legend Conduit looks like fun, and we're also getting that Post Malone event in just 1 week, so we got that to look forward to. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, and subscribe.